Hi Aquarius, welcome back to your weekly reading. I apologize, they're a little late. A few things came up this week, so I had to push everything back, but I know that this video will reach you when you're supposed to see it. I'm sorry if I look a little flush and like, I don't know, I just did as the readings have gone on. Oh man, Capricorn's was just intense. I don't even know, like it feels so intense that if you have Capricorn in your chart, maybe you should watch it, and also maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. But do me a favor and please give this video a thumbs up or drop me a little emoji, something in a comment, a heart if you love it. And let's just see what's going on with you guys this week. Getting breathe. Remember to breathe. You could just be like so in your feelings. You're holding your feelings in. All right, 3 more shuffles for Aquarius. What's going on with you guys? 2, 3. All right. Here we go. Okay, you might have to be sacrificing your feelings actually, since I got a strong sense of like holding things in. It could be, or not having feelings. Yeah, I'm definitely getting like you have to hold in your feelings, or you're having to sacrifice something that you don't want to sacrifice, or you have to yeah, it feels like you have to give up a part of yourself that you really don't want to give up. Like you're just like, this is just some bullshit. But I'm getting like you have to sacrifice it because it's like not serving the situation anymore. It's making things feel stuck. And yeah, like it's just like this stuck energy of like, okay, enough's enough. Like beating a dead horse. Like we get it, okay, enough. The energy, yeah, I feel, yeah, it's definitely something going on with like speaking your feelings, or feeling like you're not allowed to speak your, see? You could just be not allowed to express yourself, and you're unhappy about that because it's making you feel stuck, or things aren't moving, or they're not progressing, or things are staying the same. You could literally just be feeling like you're hung out to dry, like this is some bullshit. I just keep hearing that in my head, like this is some bullshit. You'll know how that applies for you. But yeah, it's like now I'm getting like the imagery of like you have to let this thing go, whatever it is, but it's so hard because like you just want to say something. But I'm definitely feeling like a tightness in my throat of like I'm not allowed to speak. I almost feel like I'm not allowed to breathe. Like, oh, now I can't. It's like, oh, no, now I can't even breathe. Like, I'm not allowed to breathe. This makes me think of my daughter. She's a Scorpio. Maybe you should watch the Scorpio reading. But, like, that's something she would say. Like, oh, I'm not allowed to breathe. So that's definitely the energy I'm getting, feeling that, like, you're feeling like that. Like, I'm not even allowed to breathe. I don't even know how else to say it. But it's funny, and I don't know why it's funny. Why is this funny? Because it may feel like very childish like that. Like it may feel like childish games. You know, you could feel like you're on the playground with a bunch of kids and, you know, we're adults here and why are we acting like children? So it's like comical. It's so petty and so that it's funny. That it's funny. But it may not feel funny to you. I'm feeling like it's funny because of that, like it's childish, but you could very much be in the energy of like, now you're allowed to breathe. Like you're not happy about it. It's not funny to you right now. Like you're definitely very serious and like we're adults. This is not funny. This is not a game. You're not okay with it, okay? You could literally just be so in your head going back and forth about so many different things that could happen. So many things could go wrong. I'm getting a lot of mental activity, restlessness. You could be having pains in your legs, like restless leg syndrome. You could feel stuck or like you're not moving because there's so much stuff going on mentally. Or you could just be so in your head you're mentally stuck. And maybe you need to like do something to get your energy out or get your mind focused on something else. Like literally if it's just walking around in a circle in a lap, just standing up, moving to like get out of what's going on in your head. You need to like put it down over there and walk away from it. Yeah, it's something you definitely, I'm getting, need to give up for the time being, no matter how you're thinking or feeling about it. The childishness that I'm picking up of could actually be like, you're not seeing your part of the petty childishness that you're responsible for. Almost like it's like, oh my God, all this childish games, all this stuff going on, we're adults here, but you're not seeing how your behavior is petty and childish and not adult-like. And like you need to surrender that so that you can bring in the energy of what it is you're trying to attract. Yeah, because it's definitely like I feel like maybe it's something you want to let go of, or it's a part of yourself that you don't even necessarily like either. So like, why would you expect other people to be like friends with the parts of yourself that you don't even like about yourself? Or maybe it's causing you to not have friends or to feel alone or like on your own, or like how you feel like if you didn't have friends, like you're just in it on your own. But it's definitely something that had you like fired up, and I'm getting like a stadium, and now I'm itchy. Like it's annoying, it's irritating me, like I'm getting itchy out everywhere. It's like under my skin. Whatever this is very under my skin. It's frustrating me. It just makes me want to like pull my hair out. It's like everywhere. It's almost like I can't escape it. It's all around me. And yeah, it's got you fired up. Definitely it's got you fired up. And it has this energy of like a stadium, and all these people are in the seats watching, and like you're on the field. This is either you, Aquarius, or the person you're dealing with, where you feel like all eyes are on you. It's like a show. It's like a spectacle. It's like, oh, what's going to happen next? Where everybody's like kind of like all up in the drama or the passion with you, but you're like the main player. Like you're the focus. You're the one who's out on the stage. You're the one who's, center stage, running the show. And maybe you're kind of over that. Like you don't even want to be in that role, or maybe you're like, how did I get myself in this role? Like I'm usually not an outspoken person. I'm usually not the person who's speaking up and saying something. I'm usually not the one front and center. Like this is bullshit. So you are like in a place maybe where you're like ready to let that go. Like, you know what, this doesn't feel good. I'm ready to move out of this energy too. And you're in the process of moving away from it because you're seeing that like, maybe you did realize it seems really petty and childish, and like, I need to like just let it go, because I'm getting that you do want to let it go. Whatever this is, you want to let it go. But there's definitely a feeling of like, how can I let this go? How can I let this go? How can I let this go? This is bullshit. But I'm getting what you need to do. And I did this in the Libra reading, and I want to say Scorpio too, because I think I told Scorpio to go watch the Libra reading. And I feel like this is just an overall energy for everyone, because, you know, Scorpio new moon is either tonight. No, I think it's early in the morning, like after midnight tonight. And, you know, that's a very dark, fiery, powerful energy. And I feel like it's all over everyone. But what I'm getting is it's more the shadow side. Like people aren't realizing their power. Like they're not stepping into their power. They're not like, or maybe you are starting to feel like your power like in you, and you're just like, oh yeah. Or maybe you've had a voice for the first time and you're like not ready to give it up. You're not ready to surrender because it feels good to just say how you feel and what you're thinking and to get out because you've never done that before. So maybe you're too like in the thick of it. Maybe you need to like step out, take a step back. And like I suggested to them, like sometimes you just need to get grounded. I'm guilty of this too. I get so lost somewhere, like a space cadet. I'm like over there, and then I'm there, and then I'm there. But what you need to do is like just go be outside and stand in nature, take some deep breaths, stand on the earth, and are literally getting right now, like somebody's laughing because this is so silly, like I'm not going to do that. But to just get grounded, and you can do that in so many ways, like eating something like a banana, or eating, you know, food that comes from the earth, and as you're eating it, just as you're taking it in, telling yourself like, this is to ground my energy, because you're so fired up, or you're so passionate, because I am so hot right now, like I'm so fired up, I feel like this energy here. So it's like speaking, it's mental. Okay, and get grounded and remind yourself that this moment is fleeting, it's not forever, and try to really focus your energy on how you want things to go instead of how things are right then and there, or how you can handle things, because you can only control you in a situation, right? So maybe you need to focus more on that instead of everything else going on around you and the energy all around you. Just focus on who I am, what I'm here to do today, what do I got to do, how do I keep myself grounded, how do I keep myself balanced, and maybe surrendering the energy that you have like attached out to everybody else and what's going on. Maybe stop talking about whatever's going on, maybe not involving yourself in it anymore, maybe just kind of stepping back into the shadows for a little bit. And there's power in that too. And if you're feeling like you're not in your power, or you're trying to connect with your power in a new way that's unfamiliar, or you did just recently and you're like having a hard time giving this up because it just feels good to just be a boss, you know, just put your hand on your solar plexus. If you don't know where that is, it's above your belly button. Breathe in and out, just connect with your power within yourself, and just remind yourself that you're powerful in every moment, every moment. And there's power in sometimes stepping back and not saying anything and not taking action, because I guarantee what you're going to see is the energy will be shifting off of you and onto somebody else. You will no longer be the person everybody's looking at, or the center of the show, or whatever's going on. You need to make room to invite the good in, instead of like, it definitely feels like a drama energy, like it's just drama. Like I feel like, yes, we're like kids on a playground. It's so silly, but so serious. And that's kind of how like kids are. Like there's ketchup on my plate and I don't like ketchup. So now I can't touch any of my dinner. Like you just ruined my life because there's ketchup on my plate and I can't have ketchup. And like as an adult, you look at it and be like, so don't eat the ketchup. But there's no logic to it. It doesn't make sense. Okay, that's how I feel. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like it wouldn't to a child. Like, what do you mean eat my dinner? I can't eat my dinner. There's ketchup on my plate. Like I'm like crying, having a fit. Like the world is over. It seems like it really is, but it's not. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Let's ground ourselves. Remind ourselves the world is not over. Okay, I'm also getting, you need to be reminded to just look up and look for messages. For me, when I see crows and stuff like that, it's always a good sign for me. It always makes me smile. It always reminds me that there's this whole other realm and world happening around me all the time. And sometimes you can be so stuck in the moment, so grounded. You could be the opposite, where you're too grounded that you forget that everything is of a plan, everything is divine, everything is happening for a reason. There's always a lesson to learn. You can always grow. You don't know everything. You're not the best. There's always something you can get from every moment in your life. And maybe it is just taking a second to like look up. Like for me, looking at the moon and the stars, like always makes me feel so small. And it brings me back to reality. Like in the grand scheme of things, my problem that feels so massive and big is really this tiny little thing. And it's not that big of a deal. I don't have to make it so major. And that is an instant reminder for me. Like when I'm looking up at the sky, like, wow, it's just massive out there. Like life is beautiful. It reminds me that life is beautiful no matter what it looks like right now, how this moment feels, it has a purpose. And maybe you need to spend more time doing that, looking up. Connect to the stars. You are the star card in the tarot. So maybe, you know, there's a whole reason behind that. You need to be looking up more. Connecting with the stars. You are the star, Aquarius. You shiny little bitch. Maybe like me saying that just made me feel like bitter, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of like, I'm annoyed. You could literally be getting that from people, because like, what do I care about that? But the way it came across is like people were like, they have your back, but really they're like bitter little bitches on the side, like talking behind your back. Yeah. somebody's jealous and bitter, and they could be saying all the nice things to your face, and then behind your back they're like, oh my god, blah blah blah. So watch out for that, because that, I mean, came out of nowhere. So you could be surprised to find out that maybe somebody who supported you had your back, or, you know, doesn't, or where all of a sudden things are revealed to you and they're opposite of what you thought this whole time. Yeah, but I'm getting a strong sense of like birds or messages, or whatever birds means for you. You know, it's positive for me, or you could have a connection to a certain bird, or you could be finding feathers. I'm also getting snakes, sneaky little snakes. Okay, they can come up and bite your ankles at any point, so watch out for the snakes. And this isn't to put you in some like paranoid thing. It's more of like, be in your power and just be aware that like you can count on you, and that's all you need to count on, and that's all you need to worry about, and all you need to do is be good for you, do good, because then you attract more of that into your life. Like, be the energy that you want to attract. Like, if you're running around complaining and whining all the time, you're going to attract more of that energy. So it's just a reminder to stand in your power, no matter what sneaky snakes are lurking around you, no matter what, okay? You stand in your power, you do good, you be good, and then you are always going to attract more of that into your life, but you're always going to have those opposing forces coming at you too. And you, in those moments, you just have to be mindful of your power in that moment to either become part of that or to just stand firm in your power. I don't know what else to say about this. I feel like there's also something that's trying to lure you in, or what is this? There's something about like, there's a luring feeling, like somebody's trying to convince you of something, or trying to make you change your mind about something, or there's like some trickery here. I don't know how else to explain how do I explain what it is I'm feeling? Yeah, it just feels like tricks, like somebody's trying to like pull one over on you, or like lure you into something, but it doesn't feel good. Whatever this is, the luring energy that I'm feeling, it doesn't feel good. It feels like somebody's, and you might not be aware of that, like that somebody's trying to lure you into something, but their intentions aren't good. So just be mindful for that. And I don't know, Aquarius, I hope this made sense for you. And I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.